really is quite a gift that you have given me, because now when someone says, "So Joe, what do you do?" I'll say, "I make the world a better place." And you? My only request of Steve and the Friends Forever group is that I think that Eileen and I should be given superhero uniform unitards, capes, and that little plastic rain hat that you like that you get from the Scanniqua Savings Bank. In lieu of any interest on your money. Just a quick thank yous. Thanks to the City Council and John Mohenko, all kidding aside, for moving tonight so that Bob would have an opportunity to actually speak in front of a crowd. I'd like to thank Danny Holful for all the work that he did, Neil Willett for doing not a goddamn thing, and my wife Cindy Shanley for organizing really everything that would drive me freaking crazy for the last 3 weeks. The original plan was we would have ashtrays as centerpieces and have meat and liquor. Well, the meat and the liquor worked out, but the centerpieces were Cindy's touch. She was telling the truth. I really couldn't think of anything that these guys could say about me. I thought this was going to be a huge bomb. And we all see ourselves in kind of an interesting light. And my note here was to say thanks to the roasters. But what can they say about a man that lives quietly with his frail wife, makes his living helping folks achieve the American dream of home ownership, and spends his free time raising money for the less fortunate? Only those against marriage, America, and the poor will stand to speak. Bill Henson, I was very sorry that Bill couldn't be here. He did a great job on that, and I know how hard that was for Bill to lie like that. Bill did have a serious operation today. I know he made light of it, made it sound easy. But for those of you that don't know, and I'll share it because you all know me and I know Bill. For the last 6 months, Bill has been in a program of intensive estrogen therapy. And he found out last... Son of a bitch isn't here, is he? Anyway, you know where that joke goes. He got the call on Thursday that his levels were correct and he had to go in. So when you see Billy, B-I-L-L-I-E in a couple of months, just support his decision. He'll finally get to live out his lifelong fantasy of being able to hit from the ladies' titties. Tom Farini did an excellent job, far superior to anything I've heard him do. Cindy and I were away to visit Tristan over the holidays, and we came back on the 2nd or 3rd of January to find Tom's picture on the front page of the Portsmouth Herald, and Tom was wearing his best lawyer outfit of a velour jacket, a white turtleneck, and he had his hair combed down in front. New mayor takes over, and I thought the Brandywine singers had been called. Next week was another front page picture of Tom. They love him now, the Herald, but they'll turn on him within another month. The next picture was Tom wearing the Cat in the Hat, which looked good and was appropriate, and I think you should wear it all the time. And the final thing about Tom was, as you all know, we're in for some challenges here in America. The dollar's not worth much. Oil is skyrocketing. It's tough to hold the line. And Tom's most recent article, based on his studies of how we can hold the line here in Portsmouth with regard to taxes, is Tom and John Bohenko are starting a swap shop. Yeah, Tom's starting a swap shop. Damn good idea, Tom. And Tom was actually quoted in the Herald as saying, makes good economic sense, and it's a great place to meet chicks. And while I'm on Tom, Sean, if we can get this doofus elected, we can certainly do something for you. You might want to call us before 15 minutes when the polls open, though. Give us a little time to sell you. And your beautiful new wife is in the back. Why don't you just wave so everybody can get a quick look? Go ahead. Not you. I'd like to congratulate Sean and wait until she graduates from high school this year. Let's see, John Tabor. John Tabor is protected by the International Baby Seal Act of 1982. So I am not allowed to club the shit out of that. Joe Hunkins is the hairiest man I have. Me for months to go to this mud bath place. Okay, we went, and it wasn't mud, it was literally peat moss. And it was a vat, twice the size of a regular tub. Faye, are we keeping you up? Okay. I know with the new baby you've got a lot going on, but I'm moving it along. Okay. You sat through them, give me a couple of minutes. So anyhow, Hunkins is in one tub, I'm in the other. I don't want to hold his hand. He keeps reaching over. Finally, I said, what the hell? He's probably slipping down into the mud. But it's like hot peat moss, and it smells like old feet. So we go through our 15 and 20 minutes of shame, and they're helping Hunkins out of this peat moss, and he gets out, and he is literally twice the size that he normally is, because the peat moss is just stuck to all the hair all over his body. It took 3 little guys from Ecuador just to get this stuff. You're the only black guy in the room. I can't save you. I can't save you. Now, Stanford, you're fine here. I know what's going to happen outside. Teddy Connors, the last of the real Irish politicians, were thrilled that he was able to live long enough to make time. Teddy's skill is the old Irish saying, he can tell you to go to hell and look forward to taking the trip. That's a great laugh, Diane. Let's see, what else? Bob Harold? Oh, yeah. Bob called very upset last year. He was upset because he's not getting any royalties from the movie Brokeback Mountain and After I Took Ireland. You open that door. Hal, are we going too fast for you? Okay. Hal, are we? Let's see, Bob Harold he and his wife have been volunteering in Africa. All kidding aside, while he's not being operated on. No, Bob has committed a lot of time to Africa and helping people out. What he's actually doing is looking for a new retirement home because he understands that a family of 4 can live there for 31 cents a day. It was great to have John Lyons tell a couple of jokes that he took out of an Irish book and put my name in there. Appreciate all the time you put into that, John. Off the list for next year, John. That's okay. Well, John is a remarkable man. He really is. And if you get a chance, ask him, he'll tell you all about it. If you don't have the time, go to his website, allaboutjohn.com. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Sherm Pridham, yeah, how would you forget Sherm? Sherm Pridham, I remember him as the head librarian, wearing his uniform that all head librarians wear, which is a trench coat, no pants. Do I have enough time? Have you all heard the story about Sherm's first day at Catholic school? Oh, Dan, do I have enough time? Because I know you're, okay. Can we turn the heat up just a little bit along the microphone? Jesus, make a fat guy. Jacob, you're going to crucify me next month. Let's see. What are we talking about? Sherm Pridham? Great. Just like Bob Harold said. Now, Sherm Pridham went to public school where he learned to read. And then in third grade, he went to Catholic school where he learned to be afraid of nuns and priests. And on the first day, the sister asked Sherm to lead the class in the prayer. So Sherm stood up, which is the custom in Catholic school at that time, and stood by the side of the desk. Unfortunately, Sherm didn't know any prayers, knew nothing about, because at that he was a Protestant up until then. This is a mixed group, so we can talk about that. Unfortunately, with the nuns, you didn't disobey, you didn't question, you just did what you were told, and little Sherm had been told to read, don't. Don't just put your head back and sleep. Let me tell the damn truth. You listen to these guys, okay? I got 3 minutes. Reed, you're going to Yale next year, right? Congratulations, a lot of hard work. I'm going to interrupt Sherm's story. They're all dying, but that's okay. So there's little Shermy. I'll pick it up. Little Shermy standing by his desk like this. Sister says, Mr. Pridham, I told you to start the day prayer, the daily prayer. Sherm doesn't know what she's talking about. She hasn't got a prayer, doesn't know what to do. She's looking around as she's saying it, Mr. Pridham, start the day's prayer. And she's swinging the ninja beads. And she's moving towards Mr. Pridham. And the little kids are going, Jesus, Shermy, do something, Shermy. And Shermy's standing, he doesn't know, and this black vision with a ninja bead is coming at him. And she's getting it full circle, and she says, Mr. Pridham, make the sign of the cross. And Shermy's eyes get real big, and he goes, let's see. Peter Laughlin, brilliant as always. I'd like to thank Peter for bringing me closer to God. I was so sick of hearing about Peter Laughlin planting trees, going to Mass on a daily basis, visiting the sick, reading to the elderly, Boy Scout. But what tipped it over the edge was riding his bike back and forth to work with his Sherm Pridham trench coat and a black helmet, those big glasses, because he's too, you get new glasses? Oh, those are better. Usually they're the big bug-eye glasses. And the 2 baskets in the back where he had some poor sucker's file. And I would watch Peter ride home, and my wife would say, look at that. He does all those good things, plus he finds time to exercise. And I said to myself, if there is a God, somebody will open a car door. And God heard my prayer and opened the car door, and that little Mary Poppins Peter O'Loughlin went down like a sack of potatoes. Peter, thank you for letting me know that God is there, and you piss him off just as much as you piss me. You know, Larry Gormley's looking at me going, I'm wasting some good time here on TV. Larry said to me, I called Larry because we had something going on, and the funniest thing, I've had a couple, it's funny, I'm an invisible man for 20 years, and in the last 6 months, I've had 3 awards, people telling me that you know, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job. And that was very nice, but I'd come out of the post office, or I'd be downtown, and somebody would come to me and say, Joe, how you feeling? Everything okay? I said, yeah. They said, oh, that's nice that you got those awards. And one guy said, Joe, how's your heart? I said, well, shit, every time I turn around, Jacobs has put me on a treadmill, and Hinchy's got his hand all the way at my bum. I think, which, by the way, I find out you do not need to have a proctology exam every month. And you're not supposed to turn the lights down, and you're not supposed to have both hands on my shoulders. So anyhow, so I'm, you know, other than the way I look, I'm in pretty good shape. But people kept coming up to me, and finally, somebody said, geez, Joe, we heard you might really have some problems physically. I said, no. So I'm talking to Larry, and I tell him that. And he says, well, Jesus, Joe, everybody figures the only reason you'd be getting an award for anything is you're dying. Sorry, Mike, you kind of stole that joke, but that's okay. All right, the last and most important to me, our baby Tristan, did a wonderful job, was petrified. Next time Daddy tells you to take public speaking, remember how you felt tonight, okay? I have 3 quick stories. When Tristan was a little girl and her mother worked for the Chamber of Commerce, Sydney organized a parade for something, I don't know. And we asked Tristan if she wanted to be in the parade, and if she did, we needed to get her a costume. Well, Tristan said, and at 7 years old, she made all the decisions in the family, that she did not want to be in the parade and would not need a costume. So we go downtown to watch the parade, and Tristan starts crying because she wants to be in the parade and doesn't have a costume. So, typical overindulging father, there's a kid's store across the street, and there's a clown suit in the window, so we buy it, and we put it on, and Tristan starts to cry. And says, I don't like the way I look in this clown suit, I'm not going to be in the parade. And we said, well, honey, Daddy asked you if you wanted to be in the parade and you wanted me to buy the suit. And I said, if I buy this and you don't do it, you're going to owe me the money. So we get home and I said, okay, Tristan, pay up, it's 12 bucks. She wasn't going to pay, we talked about it. And so I prevailed, I said, go get the money, I know you have it. She comes back and she throws $7.50 at me. She says, I'm not going to pay you retail. It's huge. That is a true story. Tristan's famous line with me, or famous to me anyhow, that I knew that her granddad Jim, her grandfather Jim, was channeling through her. When she was about 14, she did something that she and I had talked about, and I was very clear what my expectations were, and then she went out and did exactly what she wanted to anyhow, and came back, and so I sat her down and said, Tristan, I thought we had a deal. And she said, no, Dad, a deal is when two people agree. And the last story of Tristan, which gave me an indication as to what I was headed for, when she went to the Portsmouth Middle School, which is located somewhere between Parrott Avenue and the Jones Avenue. Might as well just buy 50 trailers and send the kids around and let Greyhound teach. Anyhow, there was a baseball game or something, and I was a parent watching, and my daughter was there, and all of a sudden Tristan came over to me and said, Daddy, Justin has asked if I could go to the movies with him. So I guess, I don't know. And the mothers who were sitting next to me looked at me like I had three heads. So Tristan went away, and she was very happy. And I said, oh, okay, this is how it starts in junior high school, and little kids getting together. And the mother said, did you ask Cindy? And I said, no. So Cindy puts the kibosh on that. But we'd already agreed that Tristan could go to the movies, and I wasn't going to go back on that. So I sat her down and said, Tristan, what are you going to do if he puts his arm around you? She said, oh, that's okay, I can handle that. So Tristan, what are you going to do if he goes to kiss you? So I'm going to kiss him back. Yeah, I choked on that one, Tris, sorry. Okay. See, tell two and sit down. That's the trick. Cindy, I wrote this, and I'm going to read it. I'm not easy to be around prior to an auction or an event. Crabby and short-tempered is what I am. I want to say publicly how much I appreciate your patience and support, and also let you know that I'm not likely to change.